We live in a world that worships productivity, and if you're not being efficient, you're falling behind, or so we're told. But what happens when productivity becomes an obsession? What happens when the drive for efficiency takes over your life and leaves you feeling empty? Today, I'm going to show you the dark side of productivity and how the constant push to do more can actually make you feel less human, less creative, and even less successful. Now, productivity itself isn't the enemy. In fact, we all need a level of efficiency to survive and thrive. But when productivity becomes toxic, it's no longer about working smart. It's about squeezing every last drop of energy out of yourself. Think about it. How many of us have glorified busy schedules as a sign of success? We confuse activity with accomplishment, but at what cost? The issue isn't that you are getting things done, it's that the constant need to be productive can burn you out and damage your mental health and even erode your relationships and self-esteem. I worked with a client once. She was the epitome of hustle culture. From the outside, she looked like she was winning, constantly working, always checking off her to-do list and never taking a break. But internally, she was falling apart. She couldn't sleep, her personal relationships were deteriorating, and she felt constantly on edge. The pressure to stay productive wasn't just wearing her down, it was destroying her. You want to know the ironic part? She wasn't even seeing the results she wanted. Her constant activity didn't lead to real progress. Instead, it led her to constant anxiety and the sense that no matter what she did, it was never enough. The question is, how do you stop yourself from falling into this trap? First, you want to redefine what success looks like. You want to have your own definition of success, not using the societal yardstick or societal definition of success for yourself. What does success mean to you? It's not about how many tasks you complete in a day, but about the quality of your accomplishment. The next thing you want to do is to start giving yourself permission to rest. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but rest is essential for productivity. Without it, you will never have the energy to produce meaningful work. Here's a technique I usually teach to my clients. I tell them to schedule unproductive time. Block out time in your calendar for breaks, relaxation, or even just daydreaming. It may feel strange at first, but it allows your brain to recover and recalibrate. My client started incorporating scheduled downtime into her day, and within weeks, she noticed a huge difference. Not only was she feeling better mentally, but her actual productivity improved because she wasn't running on empty. Let's talk about another client who was a corporate executive who believed if he wasn't working 12 hours a day, he was falling behind. So he became so obsessed with being efficient that he eliminated any non-essential activities from his day, including social interactions and personal hobbies. But here's what happened. His creativity tanked, his decision-making suffered because he wasn't giving his brain space to think beyond work. It was efficient, but at the cost of innovation. When he finally allowed himself time for what he once considered wasted time, like going for walks or reconnecting with friends, his creativity bounced back. He started making better decisions at work, and ironically, his productivity soared. So what can you do? Incorporate non-work activities into your schedule. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Simple things like taking a 15-minute walk or Spending time with loved ones can recharge your mind. You also want to challenge yourself to focus on the quality of your work, not just the quantity. Stop glorifying the grind. Focus on deep, meaningful progress rather than just crossing items off a list. And finally, learn to say no. Sometimes the quality of our no's determine the outcome of our lives. The things we say no to, sometimes they have a great impact on the outcome of our lives. Productivity becomes toxic when we believe we have to say yes to everything. Being selective with your time and energy is key to staying balanced. Productivity is a tool. It's there to serve you, not to control you. The moment you let it take over every aspect of your life, you risk losing sight of what truly matters: your health, your relationships, and your well-being. So I want you to take a step back, give yourself permission to slow down. Remember, being productive doesn't mean you have to sacrifice yourself in the process. Don't let the hustle consume you, because the truth is, the more you chase endless efficiency, the more likely you are to burn out and lose the very things you are working for. Thank you for being part of this community, and thank you for coming back to listen and learn. I'll see you in the next one.